Hi, I am Andrea, and now I'm going to tell you a part of my life. I have been a scout for 6 years, and in this time I went to many camps and excursions. I really like to travel with my group. Unity and teamwork are always demonstrated in the campings. The older people support the younger people, and the kids learn from the older people. Camping can help you discover yourself and extraordinary places. The most beautiful thing about camping is to take your first breath of fresh air and sleep under the stars. For me, each camp is a unique experience and leaves me with a reflection. But today I'm going to tell you a very peculiar story. When I was 13 years old, my group wanted to have an adventure in the Sarnosa Rocks. This is a very rocky hill and it is very difficult to climb it. Our group was small. There were only 10 people, including the two leaders. The climb was long and exhaustive. Each member carried a part of the food in their backpacks, which was enough for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The backpacks made the road heavier, and I hated carrying it. At the halfway point, we only heard the noise of the cereal falling down the stones. We were all scared, but when we saw the leader's reaction, we just laughed. We continued the trip and arrived at a place where we had to climb a stone of 1 meter. In this, a water channel descends, and it was surrounded by many bees. We had to pass very carefully to not disturb them. Our expedition stopped at the nightfall. Since we had a lack of light, we needed to camp where we arrived. We made our campfire, and at bedtime, the bats gave us a great stage, flying non-stop and with the stars in the background. The next morning, we had to return to our starting point, but if the climb is tiring, the descent is even more. It's because of the stones. The boots slip and you lose balance, which make it easier to fall. And here is my sad story. We had to throw a really giant stone. I calculated that it measured about 2 meters, and the worst thing was that I was downhill. Before you finish lowering the stone, you had to jump to another rock and continue with the long route. My leader was the first, and he did it without difficulties. None of my college dared to try, and that was when I offered. I tried to do it with too much care. However, when I jumped to the other stone, my butt slipped and I fell for 3 meters above more stones. I stopped instantly and I only laughed. And then I was shocked. And then I shot. No lo haga, compa. My college first asked me if I was okay, and then they laughed with me. This is something that only happens to me. I could see that carrying my backpack on my back was what cushioned my fall, and I had to go down the other way until I found my team again. And we continued until we reached the town. Coming home, we all had a great story to tell, especially me. And this is the end of the story.